Thank y'all for tuning in to episode 5, to where we're going to actually do the lab of the cyber kill chain on TryHackMe. So, all the steps that I talked about in previous episode, we're actually about to implement it, and I'm going to break down why which answer is which and hold your hand through the whole process. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and begin. These links is actually talking about the scenario, right? So within this scenario, I'm gonna quickly read it really quick. Infamous cyber attack, target cyber attack, which led to one of the largest data breaches in history, took place November 27, 2013. On December 19, 2013, Target released a statement confirming the breach, stating that approximately 40 million credit and debit card accounts were impacted between November 27th and December 15th. Target had to pay the fine of $18.5 million under the terms of the multi-state settlement agreement. This is considered to be the largest data breach settlement in history. So, when you get a chance, go ahead and read these links. It's talking about the actual card issues and the settlement, what happened after that. And what they give you here is the list. Actually, when it comes to the lab here, you're supposed to use these and actually jot them down on the actual steps. So, just a quick rundown. Remember, this is based off the cyber kill chain. You have reconnaissance, gathering information, and then you got weaponization. Okay, what type of weapons, what type of artillery is he using? And then 3, you got delivery. Okay, how's he bringing this? Is it going to be fishing? Is it going to be some type of payload? All right, cool. After that, you go to exploitation. Was there a weakness inside the actual system that we can exploit? All right, cool. If there's so, we're going to move on. We're going to install the actual code based off the exploitation that we found. And then once you install that program, you can use command and control. And then once you have command and control, you could exfiltrate everything that's actually on the system or the application that you're trying to target. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and start with this lab. So the first answer is going to be, so since he got reconnaissance and then he has the weaponization, his weapon of choice is going to be PowerShell. Think of an actual malicious script that he can use to execute. Okay, so now open source intelligence, his weapon of choice is going to be PowerShell, and now he has to deliver that PowerShell script. How does he deliver it? Oh, spearfishing attachment. Spearfishing attachment. So he's going towards, so he's targeting a group of people to actually get that unauthorized access. But he's doing it in the phishing way to make it seem like he's somebody he's not, hoping that somebody will click on that attachment so that way he can exploit the vulnerability. So what do you know? After he delivered it, user clicks on the spearfishing attachment. Now it goes to the reason why it goes to exploitation is simply because once that user clicked on that attachment, it allowed the system to be vulnerable for him to exploit the weakness. So now we're exploiting, now it has to be exploit public facing application, because due to that user clicking on their spearfishing attachment, now he can exploit the application. So now due to the user finding the vulnerability in the system by the spearfishing attachment, now it makes sense for him to actually install malicious code. So the way he would do that is dynamic link hijacking. So in layman's terms, what that just means is injecting malicious code into the application. That's all it is. Because once he was able to exploit it and the attachment was opened from the user, now all he has to do is just pretty much put the code inside the application. And once he puts that code in the application, he has control. And remember, I said that he can use DNS tunneling, HTTPS and HTTP, and that makes it a lot easier because these are all the channels that he can use. So that makes it fallback channels. So now, remember, there's 7 steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, 7 steps. So to make everything a whole lot better, he did everything he needed to get access. This is the part where he can do lateral movements. He can get all the information he wants, all that. So with that being said, we're left with only one more answer, which is data from local system. Because this is exfiltration. He did everything he needed to do. This is the part where he got through the bank, he opened up the blast door, and all he got to do was put the gold bricks inside the bag. He did everything he did because the system was vulnerable. And now we're going to check answers. And now we were able to get a flag. Go ahead and copy, paste in there, and you should be good. So just a quick rundown because I want to explain it to y'all just in case you didn't understand the first time. So reconnaissance. He gathered the actual open source intelligence from Target using different Google platforms, Facebook, all that stuff, right? Social media, whatever. And then what he did was he developed a weapon. His weapon of choice for artillery was PowerShell. So he can develop a malicious script. Once he developed that malicious script, he had to deliver. And his choice of delivering was spear phishing. So he used a spear phishing to attempt to be somebody he wasn't. And it came with a malicious code. So he delivered it to the people, let's say he delivered it to the people at Target. People at Target, they clicked that attachment, and once that attachment was open, this allowed exploitation. The attacker was able to see that there's a vulnerability in the system because they clicked on that attachment, and now they deal with exploitation. So once the weakness was found in exploitation, now what happens is the attacker has the ability to install the actual malicious code. And once he installed that malicious code, he was able to do C2, command and control, and have a whole bunch of systems and do whatever he wanted, like DNS tunneling, as I said previously. Once he did DNS tunneling and command and control, he got all the data he wanted from that specific system. And that is how the answer was created. So, thank y'all for tuning in for episode 5. And I look forward. Please like, share, subscribe. And after that, we're going to go to the next episode.